Welcome to Find It Live. We're here, guys. We're talking about car loans and particularly how much debt do Americans take on to get behind the wheel. We're here with Kyle Morgan, auto expert. Kyle, welcome to Find It Live. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
All right, everyone wants to peel off the lot, obviously, in a new car, but not all buyers can obviously get the right amount of cash. Turns out when it comes to buying cars, a lot of us are need a financial jumpstart. Give us a bit of a high level, what's actually happening here with car loans in America right now?
I think just more and more people, not everyone has the disposable cash just to walk into a new car dealership, a used car dealership, just to lay down the money. They're relying on loans. And there's a few different places they can get those loans. We could talk about that a bit later. But we did a study, and we have some numbers from 2003 all the way up to 2017. Okay. In 2003, there were about 74 million open accounts. That's how many people were taking out. 2017, it jumped all the way up to 108 million. Wow. So, I mean, there's a lot more people relying on it. And then more people, as cars, they cost more money as time goes on. The number keeps just rising up. In 2016, we were at 564 billion with a B. In 2017, it jumped up an extra 4 billion to 568. So
so let's look at the average loan amount. We've got a graphic here, guys. Average loan amount right now. Talk us through this. So new cars, franchised used cars, and independent used cars. Talk us through this, Kyle.
Yeah, so a new car, I mean, that's just you go down to your Hyundai, Honda, whatever your preference is, that dealership. A franchise used car, same thing, certified pre-owned, think something like that. Independent used car, that's something just independently owned, could be on the side of the road. So those new cars are always going to cost more money, but what's interesting about it, you're going to pay a lot less in interest. The average rate's going to be around 5.11%.
Right,
and then
so
on
we see that graph down below, the new car interest rate, well, it's like almost half than the used car rate.
Yeah. And I mean, that could be for a few different factors. Maybe there could be a correlation between people buying new cars and their credit scores, having better credit scores, and then people with used cars being on the prime, subprime level. Not prime, my apologies, the subprime level. Okay.
Let's talk about that in terms of credit score right now. I think you've got some data on this right now. You know, what's the biggest credit score in terms of taking out loans? Who mainly takes out loans?
So it's going to be that demographic of people that have just really high super prime credit scores, 760 plus. The average credit score of the person who usually takes out, or what the dealership is looking for, 707. You're going to walk in, you're going to get a pretty nice interest rate. Then you see in the last year from 2016 to 2017, that sort of lower prime credit score kind of decreased. People they're not buying they're not borrowing for cars anymore. We've just seen a drop in number, but we have seen an increase with people taking out loans who had good credit scores. Okay.
Now, in terms of other debts, car loans and how they compare, tell us about that. Like, what's the biggest car loan, or I guess, what's the biggest debt that Americans have right now?
I mean, that's a no-brainer. It's going to be mortgages, houses. They range anywhere from a few $100,000 up to millions. So it depends what you got. Behind that, it's going to be your education at 10.5%. It's a lot of money, but then auto loans is nothing to sneeze at. It's 9.28%, and that's a 2017 number. So yeah, a lot of Americans are borrowing. I mean, that's one of the main things they need help for.
Now, I didn't hear you say credit cards in that debt. Where are they in terms of that order?
Yeah, so it's a little bit smaller. That's going to be your fourth highest household debt. Followed right behind that, it's going to be the home equity line of credit at 3%.
Wow, awesome. All right, and finally, if anyone wants to go and check out the latest car loans, where can they go right now on Finder?
Oh, go right to the Car Loans Hub. We got a bunch of great providers, and it's a great place. So if you're taking out let's say a bank, or you did it at the dealership, definitely see what your options are for refinancing. You can shave off a few points in interest, save a lot of money. It's always really good. And there's a lot of online lenders that offer repayment without penalty. So if you have the money, you could just pay it off. You don't have to worry about paying extra in interest. Definitely saves you some cash.
Awesome. All right. Thanks so much, Carl, for joining us, guys. We got some more coming up, but thanks. That is the auto loans right now and how much Americans are paying for their car loans. Thanks very much.